This is a video chart presentation of NEOP. NEOP trades on the Amex exchange on ticker NEOP. Very interesting chart, sitting right on a support level right now. You can see at the same time dying off, not making higher highs, a little small descending triangle. Definitely going to be one to put on the watch list, see if it's going to push off this 200-day, off this support level, and try and make some upward movement. So you get the small signs here, the MACD trying to trend back up a little bit, bouncing back and forth with some bullish crosses. Some people might call this a pinch. I would, at best, I'd call it a very loose pinch. But we are seeing, much like the MACD, the PPO trending back upward. I will state that the ADX is in a very nice reversal position. Flattened out, looking like it's trying to trend back downward a little bit. Positive and negative DIs in good reversal position. Still down pretty low, but seeing some rotation in the MFIs. Again, pretty nice look for a bottom. Great uptrend overall in the accumulation distribution. Want to see that continue to hold. If it breaks that trend line, this could be in some trouble. Buying and selling pressure is somewhat equal, which again for a bottom plays pretty nice. A lot of times you expect it to be with selling pressure very heavy. CCI trying to make some higher lows. Again, breaking through that zero mark is something that we'll look for. Short term, I'd look for some momentum, try and come into the play with the full still, break that trend line. Of course, right now still in bear chart territory. But as I mentioned, we're looking at this as a potential bottom. We're not going to see a lot of positive momentum in the play. Tricks right now looks like it's trying to uptrend just the slightest amount. Bullish cross just now happening. Something else to keep an eye on. RSI is trying to move upward, make some higher lows. You can see the longer terms. And if we track this gold line, the 14, coming through there trying to make some higher lows. As always, though, you can see how difficult it is to punch through 50, keeping it in bear chart territory. This chart lives and dies by holding this support level. Right there around 308, 305, somewhere right in that area. 200-day moving average is registering a 313 right now. Going to have to hold that spot or it doesn't pick up a lot of support again until it dips all the way down to this area, around 250. I would say that's a pretty good fall from where it is. It closed at 332. Not a bad little reversal pattern these last 3 days that could be considered a Morningstar doji. Look for confirmation today. But again, that all just ties in with holding that support level. It's the key to this chart in my opinion. Of course, it has this trend line that comes right through here. I'd look for that to break. But that's going to pretty much coincide with trying to push through this purple line, the middle Bollinger Band. That's the first moving average of any real substance, so I want to see it push through that, get trading on the upper half of the Bollies. It's going to meet some static resistance right there around 360, which doesn't look like much, but it's actually a pretty nice move from 332, adding 30 cents a share. It's almost a 10% move. So the upside and downside between support and resistance are somewhat equal. It's a little bit closer to the support level, which is something that you look for, but this is a pretty strong support level. So that weighs pretty well for this chart. If it can break through that 360, look for it to really stiffen up here around 390. Here comes the 50-day moving average, going to reinforce that static resistance. That should be a pretty tough spot for it. But again, that's up the road a little bit. Right now, I want to see how it's going to react and continue to hold support. It's got pretty good volume, 877,000 shares traded. That is actually a little bit of an uptick over previous days, but still what I'd think was probably a little bit less than average. It can put together some pretty high volume days. I'm not sure what went on through here, if these guys had some news or something along those lines to trade over 9 million shares. Point being that there is some liquidity in this play. So if this is going to try and push upward, I'm going to want to see these volume bars pick up a little bit more and get maybe at least up near that 2 million, 3 million shares per day to see if it's going to get some real strength behind it to try and blow through these resistance levels. But a pretty good chart. You always look for plays that are sitting on support levels. This is getting support from multiple angles. So I'm going to keep the NEOP chart on radar and see where it goes from here. As always, merely my interpretation of the NEOP chart. Thank you for watching and trade smart.